Bless me with the bullshit.
Yo, what it is, your man Maddie C. It's the episode of Miss Me with the Bullshit, and this is the crew.
I'm Dominica.
I'm Asia.
Modern Day Music Man, Jamal McMillan.
And to my guest that's off the camera.
I'm Elisa. I'm Siobhan.
Hey, what's going on? Siobhan, you're new. What's going on, Siobhan? Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
All right, welcome to the set.
Thank you
All
for having
right.
me.
My man, you've been gone for a while.
I'm back, man.
I know, the people missed you. They missed you, man. What was going on?
Got diabetes. So I was in ICU for 6 days. Blood sugar was 787. I could have clocked out, man, but I went in there, unexpectedly. Like, It wasn't really like that. They were shocked because that was diabetic coma range for real. So I'm thankful. Nothing serious happened to me. I was able to overcome that. Take my little diet, this lifestyle change.
Right.
Yeah, through my trauma, man, because I was traumatized by this. It happened out of nowhere.
Well,
not for real. Because I was sick for a little while.
Right.
But I thought I would just get over it. And she kept telling me stuff like, because she's a nurse.
Right.
She was saying, like,
go to
your blood sugar high.
Right.
We need to just go get you checked out. And of course, I'm non-compliant when it comes to going to the hospital. They don't train Marines.
Right.
So finally went because I said, all right, I'll go tomorrow. And I just remember being so weak because that's what was wrong with me the whole time. Like, I just had no strength at all. I was trying to change the clothes out from the washing machine to the dryer. So we got a tower, right? So I just kind of remember just holding my hand up against the washing machine like, I ain't gonna make it. That's the first time I felt like I was gonna die.
Man.
I was telling her, I said, man, if I clock out, it'll tell the kids I love them. I was really talking like that, man, because I just felt so bad.
Well, listen, man, we're glad to have you here.
Yeah, thank
Leave
you.
them Tootsie Rolls and them Twinkies alone, all right? Because we don't need them cutting off your feet, all right? So
yeah, I don't want that neither.
Keep yourself.
Otherwise, I'm in great health. Though.
That's what's
all
up,
my
man.
organs in good function. They're not talking about nothing crazy. So
All right.
as long as I keep my diet straight, I should be all right.
Asia, what's the deal? You ain't been here in a while either. What's going on?
Just been working.
Just working?
Yeah,
How many jobs you got now?
one, but I do a lot at that one job, so too much.
Single mother life?
Yeah.
Oh man, gotta get to it. At least you ain't on the pole, right?
I mean, I thought about it. I think I get more respect there than I do where I'm at now.
Wow.
Hey, get more money, definitely.
I know.
Dominica,
I've
what's
been
up?
here.
Huh?
I've been here.
Yeah, you have been here. But still, what's going on with you? Still want to know how your day going.
Oh, it's going good.
Okay.
It's a good day today.
That's what's up. You on deck for Thursday?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I'm about to say, cash out that money already. You know what I'm saying? Better be on deck. You know what I mean? Alright, y'all, let's get to it. I had recently seen some shit on Facebook, right? Which made me want to ask this question. How far would you go for your kids? You know what I'm saying? How much support would you show your children? Alright? And what I seen on Facebook was some wild shit, right? It was the dad was going to the prom with his son, and his son was dressed up like a girl. A girl had the nails, the hair on, and the makeup and everything like that. You know what I'm saying? So I just want to know, how far would you go to support your children? What you cool with and what you ain't cool with?
So you specifically the dress up game?
No, regardless of whatever it is. How far? What would you do to support your children? So we could talk about the dress up game just because that's what it was. You know what I'm saying? Like, would you take your son to the prom and him dress like a girl?
No.
My answer is no too.
Yeah.
Now let's see what the ladies have to say.
He just wouldn't be going to the prom.
No.
He could, if he really liked that, I wouldn't want to break his heart. But I tell him he can have a prom inside the house. Just invite some friends over. Y'all do your thing. I'm not about to let you go out there.
Right. And why wouldn't you let him go out there like that?
I just don't want to sound crass to a group of people who just, want to be them, right?
Right.
Whatever that means.
Right.
For them. So I don't, think that people should be hurt or humiliated or made to feel bad about their choice of what they're doing, but that's all it comes down to, really.
Right.
They're choosing to do things, right? We don't get to choose if we black or not.
Right.
Y'all don't get to choose if y'all women. But we both are part of marginalized groups.
Right.
So there's no equivalency there.
Right.
That's why your choice is gonna come with way more severe consequences, because you get out here doing what you're doing, you'll experience more emotional kind of scrutiny from people, because they'll really tear you down, and then it comes from people even in marginalized groups.
Right.
The hate is real. We talk about hate, right? Yeah, the hate is real, man. When it comes to that, so me personally, I would tell her, hey, now if you want to go for real, you can go.
Right. But you gotta go just like a boy.
I'm just be honest with you.
Or a man.
The way I raised my sons,
right.
I just don't believe that day would ever come. Ever.
Now here's the thing, you never know. You never know, right?
You don't.
And the way I try to raise my boys too, I don't think that they would ever turn out, opposite. But here's the thing, if they were, would I be okay with it? Absolutely not. Still wouldn't be okay with it. You know what I'm saying? Would I love them any less? No, I wouldn't love them any less, but I definitely wouldn't be okay with it, right? Yeah. Now, if you feel like that's how you are, so be it, right? It's 2025. I'm not okaying it and I'm not backing anything like that, but definitely what I'm not going to go for, there's no way in hell that you dressing up like no girl with no fingernails, no makeup, or no, wigs and nothing like that.
What if you leave the house dressed as a boy?
And then somewhere else and change. Yeah.
I tell you this, I better not be driving down the boulevard and see that nigga on the street dressed like that. You know what I'm saying? Hit that nigga with the car. You know what I'm saying? What you think I'm bullshit?
I say it like this, and I think this make more sense.
And this is not to talk about anybody who chooses to do that, but I know for me and mine, we're not doing that.
Let's make it simple, right?
Right.
A person with a choice, because they feel in their heart or their disposition that they are something that nobody gave them naturally. They don't have it, so they have to now be the part that they want to be. They want to look like it, right? So let's say somebody, it's just in their heart, they want to be a police officer, but they ain't take no training. They ain't going to the police station and fill out no application. They don't want to go through it. They just identify that way. Right? So what do? They go online, they buy a police badge, they buy a police uniform, shoes, and all of that. They even go around whatever they think police officers talk like. They'll start talking that way, because that's just what they think they should be doing to look like a police officer.
And you know where they going next? Straight to jail. They ass get caught out there.
Because you know what ultimately it leads to, right? It leads to you buying a car and then putting police lights on it, and then acting like a police officer by pulling people over, right? So to me, the act of that person getting to that extreme of buying a car, then pulling people over, is the same as somebody saying, I want to cut my genitals off and change it into something else. It's the extreme of somebody's desire to be something that they're not. So you're playing makeup. You're pretending. I'm just saying at the very basic of the mindset, right? You're pretending to be something that you are not. You can say all day long how you feel inside, right? But your chromosomes line you up with a specific thing.
What you are, right?
Yeah, and that's just what that is. So I hope don't nobody feel like I'm being mean to that community of people, right? I'm just saying that the very basic thought process of that, your cognitive process, right? We might have a question of, where are you mentally? And I think that's just an honest question. Because that guy who dresses up like a police officer or a pilot or a nurse, a doctor, and then they go to the extremes with how these people think.
You think they crazy.
You're going to say that. So it's fair to say to a person who is a boy and they want to be a girl. Or a girl who wants to be a boy, right? And then dress up and then do the things that the opposite people do. I'm going to change my voice. I'm going to lighten my voice because I want to be a girl, right? I'm going to take certain pills and all that so I can develop some sort of look of breast, right? I might even go get a BBL surgery and do all of this, and then the extreme come. I just don't want this anymore. I want to really take it to the ultimate next level. Right. So I say, if somebody say, call me Tanya, but their name is Timmy, really. Right. I still call them Tanya because they told me what their name was. Right. That's what they want me to call you, but don't tell me to call you a girl. Right. That's different. You know what I'm saying? It's respect to call somebody what they say, call them outside of what you are.
And see, here's the thing for me. Listen, outside of my family, not even my family, outside of my children, if, say, Joe Schmo wants to be called Jessica, whatever, I don't give a fuck. Why? Because that has nothing to do with me. But my kids, right, cannot, because it's the thing, your kids are a representation of you. I don't care what nobody says. When they do bad, they always look at the parents like, yo, oh, yeah, the upbringing was bad or this, that, and the third, right? So now if they're out there misrepresenting me, we can't have that, you know? So, I don't dress like no woman or nothing like that. So, yeah, the boys can't dress like no women. They can't do nothing of that sort. The girls can't either, you know?
So, a boy can't be born a transsexual?
No.
I think only if they're intersex, right? And they say, like, because if you got both, you can present as one.
That's something different.
As one at some point, and then as another at some point.
That's the rarest.
That's the only time you can do that.
And that is the rarest of the rare. All right, that's like 0.000, however much. I don't know the stats, but it's very rare, right? We talking about you came out full-fledged, bam, dick, pussy, one or the other, right? You got to be one or the other. You don't get to be like, all right, well, shit, man, I really want to play for this team, so I'm going to trade to the next team. You can't do that, So, I mean, you can do that. You just can't be my kids doing that. You understand? So.
But what if you had the kid that had both parts? How would you treat that person?
Listen, well, thank God that I don't, right? So, who's like that? You know what I'm saying? So, because I can't answer that question. I don't know how I would treat them or anything like that.
I think it's just like being what you are. If you're a girl, you're a girl. You're a boy, you're a boy. If you're black, you're black. You're white. You can't change these things. Right. You can alter it as much as you can, but a person who's born with both parts
can also be somebody. Both? I don't know if they be both.
Could you be a president?
The universe gave them the ability to be both. Just like I have the ability to be black because I am black. Right. A person with both parts can play. They're the only people in the world that I can't then say you got a psychological problem. See, even because you're really like what you are. You know what I'm saying?
Right, and then you can't force them to choose if they, the hormones is jumping from both sides.
That's their choice. Not some of them might pick a side, right?
That's what I was thinking.
And then say, because they probably look more one way or the other, But if they wanted to play the fence, if they want to ride the fence to me, that's okay for them to do it as long as they disclose to somebody. I'm also this, right? Because that's dangerous if you meet somebody and then you just doing things and then don't really tell them who you are, and then when it's time to do what you about to do, now we have, I think you should know this before we do this. Let me go ahead and break the news to you. And I guess, some people, they feel like,
into that.
You done been with me this long. You done got emotionally attached to me.
It's all right.
This is the time for me to take. Because I know I done got you hot and bothered.
That's the con, that's the con move,
All of my desire would go away.
Absolutely.
Immediately.
Absolutely.
And we're going to be angry about this situation.
Oh, it's going to be a lot of furniture moving. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be some shit going to go down. Definitely.
For real.
You said what?
So nobody in here would support their child.
No, I'm not gonna support them in that. See, you said you asked a question just now. It was like, would I be an active parent? I'm still gonna be an active parent as a boy parent, right? So it's gonna be like if I birthed, well, not me, if my shorty birthed a son, right? And that's the how they came out. That's how I'm gonna raise them as a boy. Now, if they pick up other things along the way, I'm not going to be in support of that because that's not how I'm running in my household. I'm not doing that, so. So you came out a boy, you gotta be a boy.
What does that look like? Does that look like not calling them, not calling Sean Sarah if he?
That's exactly what it looks like. That's exactly what it looks like.
Sean.
Whatever I named you is what I named you.
Okay.
My son now, yo, Dad, call me Cash. Shut up, little nigga. You know what I'm saying? His name is Tonio, right? I'm not even gonna call him his little nickname that he got out in the streets with his people. You know what I'm saying? So I will call him Tonio until when he gets a little bit older and he's no longer living under. He don't live under my roof now anyway, but he's no longer underneath my provision. Right?
Yeah.
Exactly. So you get however old you want to be. I mean, you're gonna be called whatever you want to be called. So
yeah, I believe you mistaken. You think you're grown.
I mean, but kids gonna do that. It's like,
and when they get like that, they try you.
Right.
So.
And you gotta separate the friends from being the parents. Because you gotta be a little bit of both, but you gotta be a very little bit of the friend. You gotta be 98% parent and 2%, I guess, friends, so that they could feel comfortable coming to talk to you about certain stuff.
How many of y'all have told your kids? Because I have many times. Because I've had to reiterate it. But how many of y'all have told your kids, I am not your friend?
Not at that point yet. He's only 7. Not there yet.
You gotta let him know from the womb. I told him in the womb that this is real, okay? And when you come out here, this shit gonna be serious for you out here, because I'm your dad. I don't know what your mama gonna do.
And that's how I got it too. Sometimes I'll be like, I don't care what your mom say. Yeah. This how it's going down, all right?
Y'all have to understand why that's so necessary for the fabric of a nucleus family, right?
Right.
To have that man at the helm being bombastic sometimes. Sometimes we do have to beat our chest a little bit about what we're saying, because some of these kids can think you playing.
Yeah, you gotta show them who's law. You gotta show them who,
Yeah, so sometimes a man, especially with his son, I might have to wrap him up a couple of times. I might have to flip that dude.
That's it.
And they had gotten flipped. It's just what it is. Ain't nobody getting abused, right? Mm-hmm. It's just like you give them the notion to know and understand. My dad is strong. Oh boy.
Right.
Or I don't think I want to do this or that because he didn't let me know.
You make it to it. So it's like, I idolize my father, right? I lift weights because of my father. I do the martial arts because of my father. Everything I, hustle like my father. Everything I get from my father, right? And, Pops was in, ass whoopers galore. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Hand them out just because, And it's like, I respect my father so much because of that, And it's like, that's how I'm with my kids. You know what I'm saying? I want them to idolize me too. So if I gotta, be tough with them, just to let them know, like, shit, man, I can't fuck with Pops, or I shouldn't fuck with Pops. You know what I'm saying? And then I got the soft side for them too. So they'd be like, yo, you know what? Yeah, that's my dad. I want to be just like my dad. And then I try to show them a good example of what I want them to become. So. Yeah. But so you say you're not gonna be in support of them, but how would you handle the situation? How would the ladies handle the situation?
I would call them, if they decided they wanted to be called by another name, I would, but I don't think I would be in full support of certain displays of affection. Like if they were trans, or if they were, homosexual, I don't think I would be like okay with them bringing that same sex partner and like holding hands on the couch and being all over that. Like, hey, look. So
you don't think you should just separate everything from the jump? So if they name Sean but they want to be called Sandy, you're going Sandy?
I would. It depends on what age they are too. They like in those teen years, and right. they're kind of pretty sure. I would try to limit how far they would go with it. Right. Like, don't go and get the reassignment surgery yet until you know about all of the stuff that goes along with it. Because, you can end up with sexual dysfunction, you could never orgasm again after you have that surgery. And some people don't understand that when they get in it, that they taking that kind of a risk. And then when you go and if you go and get it reversed, because you can, you know.
I don't think you can get it reversed. I'm not no doctor, nothing like that. But I think once it's gone, it's gone.
It's not going to be the same as it was, but you can get it reversed. There are people out here who talk about having the surgery and getting it, regretting it, and trying to get it reversed. The chances are, I mean, it's like with any other surgery. It's like when you cut off a finger, you put it back on.
Yeah, that's that. That's that. Because here's the thing.
Might not.
You lose a finger,
might not be the same.
They usually take you to the hospital right then and there to put your finger back on, right?
Mm-hmm.
You chop your meat off, you know what I'm saying? They don't put it in the freezer and be like, all right, we're going to hold on to this till you come back a couple of years later and be like, all right, we're going to put this back on. They ziplock that shit and they, you know what I'm saying? They feed it to the lions.
There are tissue grafts that you can use to expand skin and tissue and things like that if you want to go back. Men today can get their girls.
There's like 2 inches like inside of you that you can get.
Where they got an extra 2 inches?
Yeah.
Gotta go get that.
How deep, like you go, the more skin you have, the cover.
It was on Botch. It was an episode of Botch.
See, now you just lost me. Sorry.
Sorry.
Ain't no Botch.
Fuck
your dick up for life.
No, it's just a TV show. But they talked about there's a guy who went up there and he wanted to add the 2 inches that's inside of him out, like pull it out. It's a surgery. It's a real surgery.
That's wild.
I know, that's crazy. I can't
wow.
I wouldn't even see. I like women running around doing that shit all of the time, but I couldn't even imagine men do it. But most likely they probably do.
do.
Yeah, because I would be scared.
The shop that I work with, he talk about it all the time.
Oh, he's got one?
No, but he wants it.
Oh man,
I'd be scared.
Clearly,
you heard about that? What Ocho said, that little clip he got out there. And he was like, "That's all I got. I ran out of pee." And he went and got a surgery.
You said what? A
BDL.
BDL?
Hey, that's what it is, I guess.
Shit.
Hey, but look, you see how the women seem to have a different perspective of how they deal with it, right? So we live in the same household with the same kids.
Right.
You know, most of what we think about how to handle the kids is, unified, but sometimes she see the softer side. I'm more aggressive with an approach, right? So I like almost everything that we do when it comes to the kids and the other stuff too is to kind of talk about it before it happened. Right? And I constantly try to teach them to be in the mindset of someone they will be versus who they are now. Because it's like, I'm not teaching you to stay a kid forever. I'm not talking you and raising you always think that toys is what it is and all this other stuff. No, because someday you're going to be a whole person out here handling your own business outside of me and your mom. So as long as you in here and as long as you are elsewhere in college being taken care of by us, then you need to have the respect of doing as we wish for you to do based on those circumstances. If you tell us, hey, listen, I got money. I don't need y'all money. I don't need your support. I'm still going to love you. But you're right. To even talk like that, you don't need shit from me. So go ahead and do what you're doing or whatever, right? But as soon as someone becomes of age and they out doing their own thing, and they respected us, throughout all the years they were under us, right? If whatever you want to do, we're not raising nobody to be a hoe. But if they get out here and start hoeing, that's on you. You're going to have to experience whatever you do and get whatever consequence or reward that comes with it.
I agree.
No matter, that's the only way any of us learn. I don't care who is teaching us how to grow up, right? We all are going to one day make our own choices, period. And that'll just be basically because you want to. But somewhere down the line, because we good parents, they'll have a memory of something positive, some jewel you gave, right? Or somebody that they talked to and listened to and said, I don't even know why I'm acting like this. This ain't even how I was raised.
Man, when you're a parent, you're going to be a parent for the rest of your life. You know what I'm saying? So I know I'm still your pops, your moms, what's going on, any type of advice. So I assume that my children would do the same. Well, my daughter's doing the same. She grown now, and she's still calling, yo, Dad, I need this, Dad. Not even I need advice on this, right? So you're gonna be a parent for the rest of your life, but as far as you're gonna be a kid for the rest of your life too, right? Or you're gonna be someone. Yeah, you're gonna be someone's offspring for the rest of your life. You won't be a kid, but you'll be someone's child for the rest of your life, right? So never, I'm just saying this to youngins because I know I would never do it. Never ever go to your parents and be like, listen, I don't need you for nothing because I got this type of money. You know what I'm saying? Because I ain't trying to hear that shit either,
That's wild.
Any one of them tell me I don't need you because I got this type of money. I'm like, well, I need you. You know what I'm saying? I'll cough it up because I don't put out so much for you over the years and it's time for you to pay it back. You know what I mean? Word is born. Yeah. Boom. You just raised a interesting. So, women get the BBLs and the titty lifts and everything like that, and that's cool. Would you fuck with a man that if you knew he got his dick done? Just the fact that you said it. And here's the scenario. You probably would? Well, okay, so here's this. If you didn't know, right? But what if he pulled up on you, boom, he hit you with the 6 inches first, right? And you was like, They was like, yo, I got a surprise for you. Came back, you know what I'm saying? And he had the 9 million on you, you know what I'm saying? How would you look? Did you look at me different? Would you look at me different?
No. But
you would have been like, damn, Rose, I didn't know this dick for the first time. You want to say that?
That's the same like a man, not choosing a female or not feeling like this female is desirable because she doesn't have a whole bunch of ass or hips, and then she going to get a BBL, and now he all over her because she's a little more curvy, she's a little more voluptuous.
Oh, okay.
I would.
So you would.
I would.
Okay.
If I knew it was, I don't know. Well,
But you think you gonna break it or something?
Yeah.
What about you, Siobhan?
Yeah.
But I would just tell him he better not tell nobody. It's gonna be our little secret.
Yeah, a little secret?
Yeah.
See, you can't even keep secrets with women because the moment you get mad, that's why you got your dick done, nigga. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be like, it's gonna be out there.
That's one of the most basic things
that y'all hit
with.
You're gonna be like,
Men don't do that.
It's not true.
Men don't do that because men won't want you to think like, yo, he was born like this. You know what I'm saying? They be like, yeah, I've been packing this shit since birth.
Yeah.
Ocho did what?
See, he got a different type of confidence, right? He done did a whole lot of shit.
No,
right.
These dudes
and sometimes y'all can't just be listening to what these people saying because they be trolling.
Right.
That man might not have a bit of a problem at all with no length, no erectile dysfunction or nothing, but he said it. And look how many clicks he got for saying it. Right.
The fact of the matter is, we already know, regardless whether he said it or not, there's men out there that want it done. Yeah. And there's a lot of mouthy men. There's a lot of mouthy men today. So I'm sure there's men out there who wasn't getting the kind of play that they wanted before. Once they get that procedure done, they now telling the world because...
What
is another man going to say to a man who got it done?
Right.
The man that got it done gonna be like, I'm just gonna fuck your bitch.
Nah.
Like you
can try. You can always try.
You might be a little curious. Like men don't be open about stuff like that.
I don't see men.
To get that done?
First of all, I don't see too many men doing it because men are a little bit more logical than women, right?
Yeah.
But you see all the women dying from going overseas to get their shit done, you know what I'm saying?
But it's a different
I'm not gonna...
It's not doing nothing but incision and pulling it out.
Y'all doing it for the same reasons, right? For the aesthetic.
Right.
But the procedure's different.
Listen, all I know is you getting cut open.
If you going anywhere near my penis with a knife,
we in the same
What's the difference between
a needle? I don't care what it. Have you ever had a dick and been stuck with a culture inside of it? Yeah. This shit is real. So in my mind, ain't nobody getting it because now the first thing I'm worried about is some dysfunction following that, right? Yeah. Like I don't know if what you did is gonna really work,
right?
you might have increased my size, and it's only hanging forever now. It's just hanging big, but it ain't never really gonna do nothing else other than that.
Yeah.
Right?
Like, now you a shower.
Yeah.
Now you a shower. No growth.
The same way we have women who decide to go and get like humongous breasts, humongous lips, humongous buttocks that don't match their legs at all. There's men out there that will do the same thing. They want to be desirable. I don't know if this man had surgery or not, but I don't know if y'all have seen the dude on social media that has a penis that drops down to his knee.
Nah, we ain't really looking for niggas with dicks
working
down
out
to their knees.
Oh my god!
And you just see it in his shorts, just waving.
Yeah.
Like, hey,
Hey, how you doing?
right.
Hope that
You
nigga
can't
drop
be
a
my
weight on
fucking
his dick
friend
by
like
accident or
that.
something.
Yeah,
Dick just dangling.
I ain't hating. I'm just saying you can't be my
I'm
homeboy.
hating.
You can't be my
A
friend.
nigga spotting you
And
and
then
his
you gonna
dick just all on your forehead. and shit
Chill
like that.
around
No,
my
no,
wife.
yeah.
You gonna be hanging out at the cookouts and shit.
Right.
And then every
Just-
time you come
just
over,
post
you
it up,
wear
nigga,
shorts
like, right.
for some reason.
Nigga just posting up like
Yeah.
this. Hey, I can't
Hey,
get that shit either.
and even if he got pants, he every now and then he keep
Right,
moving
trying to
this
move it
shit
around
like
like shit. I'm hating too, man.
Yeah, fuck that dude,
Sick
man.
juicy on that nigga, man. Go get that nigga.
Hey, how you
can see your
doing?
That's
what
not
you get.
that's not hate.
That's what you
That's not hate even a little bit.
Yeah.
That's respect.
It sound like hate to me.
Respect people by keeping you and your shit
Right.
away from other
So
people's
who we
shit.
supposed to hang with?
People who single.
Yeah.
People who say he can't come nowhere near.
Okay.
So what?
I said single people. Okay.
What you trying?
Hold on. There you go. I didn't say nothing else, babe. That's it.
She said,
I had to think about
she
it.
said he can't come to the cookout.
Hey, I'm sorry.
That's what she said.
Right, that's how I felt about it.
She trying to say he can't come to the cookout.
So it was. She said single people. What I heard, only single people. That's how I heard it.
Listen,
Okay.
don't get fucked up, modern day music.
Yeah. That's real talk, man. And it's not the same thing. Is like you should probably disclose it, right? But I don't think that's something a man have to really disclose. What do it matter as long as you getting satisfied?
Right.
I mean, if you never know,
Right.
it ain't gonna hurt you
Right,
for
right,
that
right.
because it's not like you thinking you getting ready to have sex with a man and you find out it's a woman. That's
Right.
gonna be different,
That's
right?
different, right?
All right, so that's not the same thing as that man not disclosing that. Now, there are things a person should disclose with you before having sex with you.
Right.
If they're different
No.
or what were originally different from what they are, they should disclose that. If they burning, they got AIDS, HIV or some shit, they need to disclose that. You know?
I don't think women should have to disclose that they got modifications done to their body.
I mean, you can see it.
Yep.
You can see it, yeah, but I don't
We
think
can-
they should have to confirm it.
We can tell.
Yeah, you can tell. Shit don't look natural.
Yeah.
Not all.
Some
Some
BBLs
of them
look
look natural.
good.
Well, I'll put it to you like this. The chicks in the hood don't look natural.
No,
Right.
it's not even about the chicks in the hood. It's the ones y'all be seeing on Instagram.
That
They don't look natural.
That's
There
the
are
ones in the
some
hood?
natural cases. Okay, all right.
Now, the reason I said the ones in the hood, I'm basically saying the chicks that couldn't afford the Dr. Miami, so they went to,
You don't
some
even
lady
have to have Dr.
kitchen
Miami,
or something
you know?
like that.
You can go to a doctor who's just not as popular as what Instagram has made and get very natural results. Some girls go do the most because they want your attention. They want the men to look at them and choose them because of their body.
I think the ones that even get modest upgrades want, at some level, want
Right.
attention.
I don't think they want attention because
They want to feel better.
you're not a woman, so you don't know how it feels to walk around and not have your shape that you've had before you have kids, or not have full breasts, or not have full hips or full butt after having kids anymore. So that's something I personally feel like you wouldn't be able to relate to.
Well, I know what it's like to go from being a Marine and having
Being
a
in shape.
strong six pack to now having a dad bod, right? Now, I just recently found out I have a hernia, so I thought this was some old man shit
Damn,
happening.
you
I'm
all fucked
eating
up,
good,
bro. What's
yeah.
going on with you, man?
So I'm about to get this hernia surgery, man. I'm gonna correct that.
I know
issue,
somebody
but-
who had that. That's tough, boy.
So
You gotta put that mesh inside you,
Yeah,
push it in and stuff like that. Yeah, that's ooh.
yeah, but I'd rather have that than continue to have this jumping out.
They say how you got it. They told you how you got a hernia.
people that know me, ain't seen me in a long time, be like, damn. That's like the first word they say.
Yeah, you're a fellow.
Yeah, I'm tired of hearing that shit, man.
And now imagine having kids and somebody know you from being the it girl from back in the day, and now you don't have that body that used to be popping, and they like, dang man, you used to be the bomb. Like,
if you still with your baby father, if you still with your baby father, he gonna be the one to love you regardless. So if you're not with him, you know what I'm saying, then you should still be with him.
That makes
it makes clear sense because you won't work right. It don't make sense to the women because it's like if you were still with your baby father, then you shouldn't care what anybody else think about you. You should only care about what he thinks about you, and he's gonna love you because he's still with you.
What about what you think about you?
Right.
Yeah.
Listen.
What about what we think about ourselves?
So now you want to get back fine
for yourself.
No, there's no such thing as y'all get fine for yourselves. You get fine.
So we don't have to like how we look at when we see ourselves in the mirror.
I just think that's one of the biggest lies in the world.
And me too.
I take pictures for myself.
Right.
I
get dressed for yourself. Get your hair done for yourself. Everything.
I ain't got no man, so I gotta look good for myself.
Do you take pictures of yourself and then show them to somebody?
No.
Nobody, never, but you.
My friends.
Somebody
seeing the pictures, right?
I got pictures that nobody has ever seen.
You don't really just
so what you taking for?
Because
I look good.
Right.
I look good.
Show of hands. Well, y'all can't. Y'all take pictures for yourselves too?
Yeah. Sometimes.
Again, they don't understand.
Search your phone, man. Okay, search your phone right now.
I got access to it all the time.
That's right.
We got access to each other's phones. She played Monopoly Go on my phone all the time, right? But she can go through my text messages.
Right. Now you play. I'm just saying respect.
I'm just saying that's how we get down, right? And I think that's a safe way to be in a relationship is to have full transparency. She would know by now if I was burning or if I had some others.
You ain't got no way to hide it. How you gonna hide it?
That's what I'm saying. It's
you gotta have full transparency.
These things don't just come readily like that. And I don't even think it's a man or woman based thing. I think it's a people thing. I think some people just not built to tell you the truth. So it's some people who gonna get the aesthetics upgraded, right? Because they know that upgrade has some appeal to it. You'll say it's for yourself, right? Because maybe you find yourself appealing and you say, I think I can do more. So let me put on some makeup. Let me put this wig on. Let me put some nails on. I think I'm extra cute. Now, I was originally just cute, but now I'm extra cute.
Right.
So why do that for any other reason than to give people something to look at?
Right? That's how I feel.
I may be putting on the show and showing y'all what I got, but I want to look good for me because if you're not looking good for yourself, then why are you looking good for other people?
I'm not putting on a show for anybody. I want to wear and I want to look a certain way in my clothes every day, everywhere I go. And I'm gonna tell you, I've had surgeries done. I've had a tummy tuck done. Before I had a
motherfuckers.
I had a fupa.
You need to bring your ass in.
And when I had the fupa, my jeans didn't fit right. Certain shirts just didn't look right. But guess what? I got rid of that fupa, and now my shirts fit right. My jeans fit right. But I did it for me. I didn't do it for a man.
I'm just saying.
I didn't do it for a man. It wasn't about anybody else looking at me. It was about me looking in the mirror and deciding that I wanted to. I wanted to look right. Yeah. So it's not even about attention at all.
Okay.
Fupa.
You want to feel comfortable in your clothes inside. Now, there's nothing worse. Women have anxiety when we feel
they got anxiety too.
They
got anxiety too.
You guys don't get it.
That's why we go to the gym.
I should understand.
Now we understand. But see, here's the thing. We go to the gym, right? If I get out of control.
I ain't say nothing about not working out.
No, I'm just saying. You saying anxiety. You have anxiety, right? I said men have anxiety too. We go to the gym. If our stomach getting big, we gotta go do some crunches and stuff like that. I don't know too many men who's gonna be like, yo, all right, I'm gonna go get some liposuction.
It's plenty of men. You need to get online and look. Kanye had lipo.
But them niggas are special. They're special. So
No,
It's
No.
right. Get on the cosmetic surgery sites and look. There are plenty of men that lay on the operating table and get.
People get a certain amount of money. They start thinking about what they can do with it. And then some of them bored.
It's not even
some
about
of
the
them doing
money.
stuff
Some
for
of them
clicks.
don't even. Some of them, you can do payment plans on these type of surgeries. It don't matter. These men
Financing the
want to look
titties.
good.
You know what I think?
It's not even just titties. It's
Ass is whatever.
So, no.
Finance or whatever.
So everything is about everybody else. A dude getting surgery is because he wants to impress other
woman.
women.
I think most 9 or 10 times, I think
Sound
that's what
like
if
you
you
now.
get
Because
surgery,
that's how
it's
y'all
just-
operate.
It's okay if I say
Y'all do
it.
everything.
All right, so you know what? Let's play a little game right quick, right? Let's play a little double standards game, right? Because we saying what's good for the goose and what's good for the gander, all right? Or what's good for the guys, what's good for the girls, right? Let's play a little double standard game. All right, so obviously we will deal with women who has weave, right? Would y'all mess with a man who switch up their hair all of the time? Because your hair was red last week, right?
Yeah, actually it was green.
Green, but the week before. Red, it proved my point. So it was red, then it was green, but now it's short black, right? Tony Braxton, that's what we're going to call this one. Now you got the Tony Braxton on, right? So imagine if I just came through with the baldy, right?
Okay.
And then fresh baldy, I'm talking about shade, Michael Jordan baldy.
Okay.
Then the next week, I had the braids. Would you want to fuck with me then?
Yeah.
It don't matter.
Wow. I think that's lies, but go ahead. What about you?
You put weave in your hair?
Yeah, basically, that's what it is. So, one week I got the baldy, and then the next week I got braids.
No, I ain't messing with that.
You ain't get with that, right?
I would if my husband wanted to. Yeah.
Let's cut that. Not your husband right now, okay? We you know what I'm saying? No judgment on the answers. We just want to know. You meet a man, right? We're not going with your husband.
If he was upfront about it, yeah.
There's no more upfront than you seen him. This week, y'all went out, he had the baldy, and then next week he picked you back up, and now he got braids.
I would.
You
What's
wouldn't
the
be like,
difference?
wouldn't nothing be like,
I would.
What's the
We would have.
right, no, right?
It would be a
The look.
discussion like, oh, so
You
you
change your hair?
get, so you get what they call them?
I like it.
Lace
You got
front.
them there.
Lace front, right.
How long you get lace
Where'd you go to get that done?
You know what? I'm gonna just say it, dog.
Who you went
I feel
to?
like they fucking lying.
I feel like they
I
lying
ain't even
too.
gonna lie, man. I'm
feel they
starting
lying
to
too.
really feel the heat, man. Cause I
You
just
can
don't.
only imagine if that was you to go on a date and then it's like,
Yeah, I can't. I would.
It has to be a good one.
There has to be a good place for me to be like, damn,
No,
that's
he is
good.
irritated. He said, I think they fucking lying.
because y'all lying.
No, we not.
That's crazy.
I
man.
done dated a dude who get his hair braided and have weave added into it. Like, come on now.
Listen, even with that's how I don't condone that, right? I don't condone it, but that's still a little bit different from the fresh baldy one week
But
and
that's
then the
it.
next week.
Okay.
you know what I'm saying?
That's
But
it.
hey, listen, that's how you play this
I
game.
work in the shop. There's a dude who's bald. This dude, first of all, this dude is fine. He's bald. But he be looking at the barber that be doing the man units and he be like, man, I really want one. And he's expressed some interest in me. If he asked me if I would go on a date with him, yes, I would, bald. And if he decided to go and get a man unit, yes, I would still date him.
So what about if y'all went on vacation together, right? And y'all out swimming in the salt water, eat through the glue
See
on
now?
the man unit, and now it's just floating by in the water.
Well,
just
first of
want- we
all,
just
they
want
make
that.
waterproof. They make waterproof
Okay.
glue now.
Gotta answer
Second
for
of all,
everything.
we just wash it off, and you just rock that ball.
Rock the ball, you know.
Right.
Body made.
What about the guys with the fake beards? Because I see that too. That's the thing too.
I
Dudes
don't
got the
really
full
like
beard.
the fake.
Like, you
don't
can't even
like
tell
the
if a
fake
nigga beard
beard.
is real nowadays.
I don't
Yes,
really
you
like
can.
the
No, you
fake
can't. No, they got
I don't like that,
the
but
where they draw it on, they glue it on the same way.
The fake beards is not it for me. Because all I think about is America's Next Top Model when they put the fake beard on.
Whoa, 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 wait. Now how this up here can be whatever he wanted to be.
But we got to draw the line.
But all
on
of a
that
sudden he
beard.
can't.
I don't really
That's
like
why I
the
said
beard.
it right. They
I
can't
don't
be
really
telling
like
the
the
truth.
beard.
They
but
can't be telling the truth.
I'm a very mutable person, so I probably would get used to it if he decided to want to wear it. I don't really
See,
like
now here's the thing. Now let's say like if they interchanging it though. Let's say like if they interchanging it, right? Because I could see if y'all be like, all right, somebody believe that they grew a beard or whatever the case may be. But I'm talking about like Mondays, no beard. Tuesdays, full beard. You know what I'm saying? Wednesdays, no beard again. Thursdays, back to the beard. You be down for that?
That's not gonna happen.
You don't know what's gonna happen.
No, when you put that in, he's someone that has to stay on for at least.
We talking about a hypothetical.
Right, we talking about hypothetical.
Yeah. So it might be the kind, because I seen it on the video, the shorts, right, where women have these ones that kind of fixated on them,
right?
But they able to take it off some kind of way how they want to, right? All right, and then they can put it back on,
right? But it's not the same with men.
What's the difference?
A head is a head, ain't it?
Right, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah, but glueless has no glue. It has no adhesive. That's
you just snatch it off at the end.
You can't
so it's
have
just a regular wig.
Beard on.
Yeah.
Right, you can't have a glueless beard on.
So leave it at the wig shit, right?
Okay.
What I'm saying is, again, there's another person pretending to do some shit to look a certain kind of way. You shouldn't want to date or fuck that dude. You should have questions about their psychological capacity. That's what a dude that wears shit like that on his head like that and interchange shit, he probably burning. He probably reckless. He probably reckless with his dick.
I wouldn't go as far as say that he's burning.
I'm just saying that's not crazy.
But I would say crazy, like
that's crazy people do reckless shit.
Skin and hair conditions called.
Don't crazy people do reckless shit?
Yeah, but I don't think.
So listen, if you just a little crazy, sometimes that carry over into other shit.
It used to be a time where if a man was going bald, he just cut it all off. Get a little sun spot or a sunroof.
Now they can paint a fade.
Those options weren't available for him to cover up his hair. But the fact of the matter is, people have skin conditions, people have hair conditions. Again, I work in a shop, so I see this every day. There are men who come in the shop who are balding, who are thinning, who are not ready to let go of their hair, but want alternatives to being able to wear a full head of hair and be confident.
You over there shaking your head like you really agree with it.
I've seen them, like she was saying, like if you got alopecia, you young. Like,
it ain't no different than a woman. If she got alopecia or thin spots, or thin edges,
men have been wearing toupees for a long time.
For real,
men units are not new; they just more advanced now.
Exactly.
That's because of the other type of men out here really wearing the wig, right? There's those guys too. Now you got these ones who sometimes want to be this, sometimes want to be that.
We're talking about straight men.
Right. That's why I said now you got these other guys that just sometimes want to do this or that, right? With their hair or with their face, just because the option exists to do so, right? So just because there's an option out there don't mean you should take it. Every option to do something ain't for you. You know what I mean? If you really think about
now here you have let's take it off the hair, right? What about the men that's now painting their nails? Because that's like a big thing now. Like you see a lot of athletes getting like full manicures, and I'm talking about like French tips and like how the girls do.
So what you're saying is basically we should accept ourselves as we are.
Yeah,
Okay.
I would think subscribing to what the universe gave you is best. Now there are some people who need enhancements because they know why. I'm not going to describe them people to nobody. I don't want somebody to think I'm being offensive, right?
Right.
But there are some people who really are depressed because of how they look.
What versus the need and the want?
No, so you feel like people should embrace themselves as they are.
Yeah, if you can change, like working out could change you from being fat to whatever to how you.
I'm talking about weaves and
weaves and stuff like that. Like I feel like that was a woman thing, and it should remain to be a woman thing.
So we're not doing no hair dye on your beard when you come Thursday. You're gonna stay gray.
That's a good one.
All right,
you know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
That's a good one.
You using the beard black?
Nah, I was about to get the beard black put in there. You know what I'm saying? I guess you got me. I can't
exactly. I was waiting to eat you up.
Yeah, she got me.
Wait.
Got me with that one.
Yeah,
I see the look on your face too.
Exactly.
I'm like, damn, all right.
She done hit me.
Yeah, you got me with that one. You got me with that one.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Hello.
Yeah, man, I gotta dye back. What's it called, man? Dye back black.
Mm-hmm.
Not for
no, you don't have to. You can embrace yourself as you are.
It.
Not those grays.
You right.
Yeah.
Hey,
You right.
You don't need it.
I just thought about something.
What's that?
So back to that shit about what they be wearing, right? So that they can do it for themselves, right? It just crossed my mind. Listen, it's not like taking a shower and getting all fresh and clean and brushing your teeth, you know, all your hygiene stuff, right? And then go outside presented as a fresh smelling person. Being that way does make you feel good, right? You're not doing that for other people, for real.
Right.
You are smelling good. You might put some cologne or perfume on or whatever else, right? But it's part of your hygiene.
Right.
This is different because you have to wash your ass,
right? Right.
This is different when you're choosing to apply a fixture to your body.
Right.
You know, you want to do something different to your body, or you want to wear certain clothes that's form-fitting to a body you believe people are attracted to. It's the same thing to me. You really doing that, not for yourself.
You know, again, I say this all the time. I'm going to keep saying this as long as I'm on the show. I work in a shop. I done seen all types of hair. Thin hair, long hair, curly hair, locks, braids, weaves, everything. Why do you have locks?
It's sentimental to me.
Okay. And that's your own preference.
Right.
But I have clients and hear people in the shop all the time that say they would never get locks because locks give them the appearance of being unsanitary. So, to each his own. I don't personally feel that way.
Right.
But I've heard it more than one time.
Right. And I used to be one of them people. I actually used to, my homeboy had locks when I met him,
used
right?
to be one of them
Now,
people.
he can grow the locks. Right? He can grow the locks. He grew that months ago, right?
He met me, I was low cut, you know.
Right,
Yeah, so again, you know, it's sentimental to me, but I'm not doing this for any other reason other than a personal reason, right? I don't do it for fashion. I don't get my hair twisted all the time.
But that's your belief. You think that it's not personal. Because somebody else looking at you might think it's for the fad.
I understand another person. I respect another person's opinion about my hair. You know, I could come up with several reasons why having a bald head ain't this or that. I can come up with several reasons why having waves and, you know, low taper fade, you know, ain't, you know, like that. But I just think a person's choice to do whatever they want to do with their body or their clothes or whatever is their own choice. But I'm saying, let's tell the truth about why you're doing it. Though.
Right.
It's not like taking a shower or a bath. Like, you have to do that.
So why haven't you cut your locks?
Well, I have. I had locks. This is my second set. So I cut them previously because that was the first time I was trying to be an entrepreneur. Mm-hmm. And I thought that, you know, people I'm doing business with don't want to see locks on somebody's head, right? So that was just a choice I made. Then I realized, I'm not really being myself, though.
I got
you know what I'm saying? Like,
a lot of male clientele. I do a lot of braids, a lot of locks. A lot of clients a lot of men, they cut their hair because whether they braids or locks, their hairline recede.
I would do that too. Okay. I'd be like, yo, if it's leaving, then might as well just go ahead and let's not prolong.
Exactly.
You know, the baldness.
Okay.
We should embrace the baldness.
So, but for the people who decide to hang on to their hair because they're not ready to get rid of it, is it a crime? Is it offensive?
No, it's not a crime.
Is it illegal? Because
we was never saying it was crime. We was never saying it was a crime. We was just saying
she mean improper, really. Right.
Is it improper because they deciding to add extensions to it to hold on to it because they're not ready to get rid of it? or they're deciding to wear hair pieces to conceal what their flaws.
Some people do the extra
or insecurities,
things, and they really need it. So if somebody is emotionally distraught behind being picked on a whole lot, or just themselves looking in the mirror and not liking what they see, I'd rather for them to do something to fix themselves in a way that they can stop being depressed or having anxiety about going outside, right? Versus somebody else who is perfectly fine. And then she decide one day, I'm gonna wear this that's crazy that I know my husband gonna chop my head off for it. I would just have a conversation with her about it. You know, and then maybe we can kind of see eye to eye, but I just don't want to get in the middle of a person's choice. You know what I mean? I just think
that's a person's choice. For their hair, for their body. If they decide they're looking in the mirror and they're having some type of emotional anguish about how they look, that's their choice to get their body done. And who are we to feel some type of way about their body and their choice?
We don't feel no type of way. We was just asking y'all, would you deal with a man?
Yeah.
You know,
and I said, I would.
Yeah, they did. I just think that some people, well, I know it. We all know it for real. There are some people who have like body dysmorphic syndrome. Like, right. No matter how beautiful they really are, how handsome they really are, they can't help it, right? So there's some people who don't have the extreme of a disorder, but they misinterpret what they're looking at in the mirror, and they think it needs something to enhance something somewhere. It could start out as something simple like, you know, I feel like I need some earrings, right? And then it's I really like getting piercings, so let me pierce my nose, and then let me pierce my lip, and let me pierce my eyebrows, and let me put some on my face somewhere. Let me put some here, and then put some down here. It's like, you know, the slippery slope begins. Right. Not with what you're doing, but for why you're doing it.
Right.
I feel like men are a little judgmental.
Yeah.
Because, like, when men say that they don't like females that wear weave, first of all, not all weaves are identifiable. But second of all, you don't know what this person is facing up under their weave. They might have alopecia and might not have a full head of hair. They might have some type of health issue.
I'm pretty sure men will sympathize with alopecia or some type of person.
But why do you have to disclose that?
See how she like to hit? I felt that one too.
Right. Why you have to disclose that? Well,
why do I have to tell you that? Oh, my hair is a little bit of my hair is thinning. And I can't grow a full head of hair here, so I wear weaves.
Here's the thing. Nobody will go ask, right? Because I think if a man don't like weave, he's not going to be looking for a shorty that got the weave in. Nobody's going to ask. But let's just say it came up in general conversation. And then you just said, hey, you know, I wear this weave because I have alopecia or whatever. Nobody's not going to what you call it. Nobody's not going to be like, yeah.
Like if you ask a woman, or if you just say, because y'all out on a date for the first time, and you say, I really like your hair, man. What did you do to get your hair to look like that? And then she just wondering in her, I'm just saying, if she's sitting there looking like, should I tell him this a wig or not? You know, or, you know, should I kind of go with it? Like, well, you know, I only put some mousse in it or something. I only, you know, did this or that and blah, blah, instead of keeping it real. Like, hey, listen, I appreciate the compliment. But this is a $800 wig that's human hair, and that's why it looks so good and natural on me.
Here's the thing to dumb down, right? So let's just agree with, let's just put the people who have situations in a separate category. You feel depressed about the way you look, cool. All right, you want to wear the weave, you want to this, that, and third, that's all right. I'm more so talking about now, back to the men who, again, on Monday you got the baldy, and then on Tuesday you got the braids. And then on Wednesday you back to the baldy. So it's not that you really care about what's going on. Now you just wearing different costumes. You being different people throughout the week.
Okay.
Are you down with that?
Don't you wear different hats during the week? You work at this job over here. You train with martial arts. What's the difference?
Why are you trying to get so analytical?
I mean, I'm just saying.
Because you're supposed to be on his side.
No, it's not supposed to be. I don't wear different hats. I wear my hair. My hair is either like this or it's braided. But guess what? It's my hair.
So what's the difference?
But you
I
know
got this
You
hair
want
is
something
my hair.
dyed, and it's not your color.
Aha! I have not got my hair dyed yet.
No,
and I'm only
the
gonna get a
beard. You
beard.
get that
Okay.
beard. Lift this up. Yeah, you get it dyed, and that's not your color.
Oh,
Well,
shit.
first of all, I didn't get it dyed yet. Okay.
You
She
had
made,
dyed
she made
before.
you
It's never
lift your
been dyed
head
before.
up and she pointed at you.
It's my beard's never been dyed. I want you to know all of this gray
Yeah.
came in this last year.
We
Yeah,
have a
you-
pending
you
appointment
been
for a
outed,
beard
so-
dye, ladies.
Oh,
and
you just
gentlemen.
fucked that up. So I'm doing
Oh,
pending
oh.
appointment.
Yeah, man.
Go ahead and refund that back.
I'm
We ain't
pointing
doing
out
no
the facts.
dye
I'm
now.
pointing out the facts. That's all.
Yeah, let
You
it
gotta
let
look
that
fresh
great.
with this
let
wig.
that
Yeah,
great
I'm not.
touch
See,
you, man.
I was trying to save them because I said I didn't want to be a silver fox yet. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like,
let
you
that
know,
great show
had to
through,
beat
man.
them off with a stick. You know what I'm saying? So right now, I was trying to save y'all, but it is what it is. I'm gonna have to let the wisdom come through.
Let's see if the wisdom is still there next week, ladies and
It's
gentlemen.
still gonna be there.
Okay.
It's still gonna be
It's
there.
just gonna be slightly tinted.
Wow.
It's still gonna be there. Yeah.
Hey,
Change of
what
heart.
we supposed to talk about? The kids, people doing stuff, or the stuff that T.K. Kirkland said.
What do you say?
Oh, you ain't heard that?
Nah.
When he was like, somebody asked him, you know, how far would you go to get your kids if the other parent was keeping you from seeing them?
Hey,
or if they got custody.
I like
or
that.
whatever?
We're gonna save that for the next ep.
Okay.
Alright? And we're gonna get into that. But right now we're gonna wrap it up. This was a good one. Thank everybody for coming.
All right, now.
See you again. Don't listen to what they say. They ain't dating no men's with no
Yeah, I
man
would.
units or anything like
Yeah,
that.
that's just not false.
They ain't trying to hear that you got your 2 inches taken out of you and put on the forefront. What else y'all ain't trying to do?
But they'll hit that extra 2 inches though.
Hey,
They hit that fake 2 inches though.
And
It's
men
not
date
fake.
women with weed.
And when men date women with BBLs,
Yep.
By
and
accident.
the nasty BBLs
By
too.
accident.
By accident.
Yeah,
And we
yeah.
get the women with the nasty
Yeah.
Ain't nobody
BBLs.
hitting man with
Yeah.
no nasty
The
BBL.
same way you talked about you
All the
scared to
women you
break
see
that
with
jump.
them
Yeah.
We
looking
scared to bust one of them things open.
They got
and
they
now
got
you
men.
bleed.
Listen.
You
They got
I can't
men.
tell.
you got silicone coming up out of there.
They got men.
I think men just be curious and they want to
It's
experience.
men getting
and what you
BBLs.
call it? Whoa! Now listen,
Cut the camera
that's
off,
right, man. Miss me with the bullshit. Y'all know what it is. Men getting BBL.